It's the Casimir Engine Show podcast with me. Je m'appelle Casimir Engine. I'm here for an hour with Herbie the studio dog, who's only come in because there's biscuits around.
You're listening to the Casimir.
That's me. Ka.
Hasn't that been done to death? Isn't that so? No,
it isn't.
You think so?
No.
It's the Casimir engine. It's not ka.
We're starting off with something nice and mellow. It's Darren Claxton all the way from Heege.
You're listening to the Casimir Engine Show.
Way down south, where the heather grows, I miss the lines of your eyes, of your eyes. Fields of barley and the river runs cold. Summertime fishing, oh, we'll never grow old, we'll never grow old. When I was a boy, looking out for the weather, oh, we were never told. Dip my toes in water and let my heart sink down. Where were you, my sister? Oh, I'll never know.
That is the very, very ace Darren Claxton, and that's from his EP, Never Grow Old. That is just unbelievable, and that is Never Grow Old. Do you know what? I've just been doing a bit of Facebook Live stuff and decided that I'd forget completely to put my bed music on. But here it is. Woohoo! Yeah, welcome to the Casimir Engine Show podcast. Let's get all the stats out of the way. If you want to contact the show, at Casimir Podcast on Twitter, at Casimir Podcast on Facebook, Casimir Engine, all one word, on Insta. I think it is at Casimir Engine, all one word. I've got a gob full of biscuit because I've just been sharing with Herbs. It's just this time of the day. It's the afternoon. I'm doing this in the afternoon, and we have tea and biscuits. So I've just had digestive biscuits with a cuppa, and Herbie shares in that little moment in the afternoon. What's on the show tonight then, Kaz? Well, I've got an update of what I've been doing this morning. This is one of two podcasts that I'm doing today. I've got Andy Page coming in a little bit later on this afternoon, and he's coming to talk about his new album, Tales from the Bridge, at a social distance, of course. I'll make him wash his hands. I was going to say I'd cover him in cling film, but that is just wrong, isn't it? So we've got that. What I was doing this morning, I'm going to be talking booze, but responsibly, of course. I'll be talking about... Oh, God. I was doing a job not yesterday. It was oofing it down with rain yesterday. It's Wednesday today. I was doing I didn't do anything yesterday at all. But, yeah. The day before was an event and a half. As I say, you can contact me on @Casimir Podcast on Twitter, and this band did, and they sent me through by air or by sea. It's another mellow one. I don't know whether it's the afternoon that's doing this to me, but this is just fabulous.
You're listening to my favourite podcast, The Casimir Engine Show.
Herbie don't like them seagulls, though.
Across the sea, where some mom waits for me, I row against the waves while the tide marks the days, and I'm reaching for ground. It's nowhere I've found. I paid you for the seat, not first class, more discreet. Won't see land here again, so wave to me from your plane as you fly on ahead to the safety of it. Somewhere out there he's running, out gunning. Far across the clouds where the smugglers above ground, private jets stream across the terrain where I was lost, and I'm floating away while you hand back your tray. by air or by sea. The general won't save us by air or by sea. You're sure to forget us by air or by sea. You will soon regret us.
That is so beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I've played it now this week on either Kinetic 7 Radio on Monday. We got a show on there between 8 and 10, and then this, and I'm tempted to stick it on later as well. That is truly, truly stunning. It's a band called A Cult With No Name. You can find them on Twitter at Cult With No Name. Difficult name to pronounce, actually, and especially if you're listening on a dodgy Wi-Fi reception as well. But that is by air or by sea. 5 minutes of beauty. What have you been doing then this morning, Cats? Well, Mrs. Engine's gone out. She's gone out with our niece for a cuppa. Instead of staying here with me and Herbs for a cuppa, she decided she was going to go out. But this morning we went to a place, this is a bit local, and it doesn't matter about being late, but it is a local place that we went to, so everybody who's listening in the surrounding area to the centre of the universe, what is Matlock? I'm burping because I've had biscuits. But we went to Ogston Reservoir, because I like to do a bit of bird watching. And it's like a massive, massive lake, a reservoir. Yeah, we know what a reservoir is, Kaz. Anyway, it's a massive lake, but they have, and I saw this morning, an osprey. I've never seen an osprey before, so I've ticked off now. In the Island Mall last year, we saw a golden eagle. Down at Belper Mills, you can see the peregrines. And now I've seen an osprey. So it made my lockdown period seeing that this morning. It was just absolutely stunning. So, yeah, we've been doing that this morning. But also, I've got booze chat, because while we've been doing our walks, we've been going and we've been picking blackberries. And also at the top of Casimir, we've got some damson trees. So I've got an update of what we've been doing with damsons and blackberries in a boozy kind of way. It's all coming up on the Casimir Engine Show podcast. Some more music. This was sent to me from Manchester. And it is new to the show and, new to you. I hope it's Jessica Luise with Television Mister. You're listening to Kaz in the afternoon.
Popped himself up on a bench, began his morning daydream. He was everything I wanted. you asked me out for coffee. We packed ourselves upon a bench. You smiled because you missed me. You were everything that he was, my television mister. For real.
It's Jessica Luise with Television Mister. Find out all about Jessica Luise. You can find her on Twitter at I am Jessica, so that's JESSICA Luise, and that's spelled LUISE. Okay, you can find her on Twitter. That'll direct you through to all of her music and loads of info about her. That is amazing. That's Television Mister. Okay, so let's get back to boozy chat. So, yeah, we've been out picking blackberries, and I had a bit of a situation the other day when I was doing this other job where I was in the middle of some brambles. But I'll come up to that in a minute. But so we went out and we picked loads of blackberries, and then at the top of the garden, we're surrounded by damson trees. I've no idea why. We ain't planted them or anything. They're wild damson trees. Anyway, this year they're laden. It's like every 2 years. Go gardening chat with Kaz now. We have bird watching and now it's Gardener's World. So, yeah, we picked a load of damsons. We've, well, first of all, we made Damson Cheese. And Damson Cheese is like ultra jellified jam. So it's like almost solid. And you carve it into slices. And you put it on a cracker. And then you put cheese on top of it. And it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So if you're local and you want some Damson Cheese, drop me a tweet or a message on Facebook and I'll bring you some Damson Cheese round if you want. We've got some little pots and stuff like that. We've got to sort out this bed music because it's all short. So so we decided, we've still got some more damsons left. What shall we do? Damson gin. I don't like damson gin. I think it tastes a bit like medicine. Mrs. Engine likes it though. So we've got a demijohn with some cheap gin in it from Aldi and a load of damsons. But also we've got another one with a bottle of vodka in it, cheap vodka from Aldi, and it's full of blackberries and sugar, and I think that is just going to be superb. So we're all teed up for an inebriated Christmas with damson gin, damson cheese and blackberry vodka. But when when we were picking the blackberries for the vodka, I was chopping some trees down. More interesting chat like that coming up on the Casimir Engine Show podcast. We're heading further afield now, over to Denmark. This is a new single by Into the Blood.
There's nothing wrong about the bass line.
You got it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass.
It's all about the bass.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass. Now it's time to take it, to move on down the line. Try if you can make it. You've had too much to drink.
There's nothing wrong about the bass line. nothing wrong about the bass line.
You got it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass.
It's all about the bass.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass. Now it's time to take it, to move on down the line. Try if you can make it. You've had too much to drink. Now you have to shake it, to groove on down the line. Sure you will not make it. You don't have time to think.
There's nothing wrong about the bass line.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass.
It's all about the bass.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass.
Oi, Casimir engine! I've listened to your show and it's a shambles!
Now it's time to take it, to move on down the line. Try if you can make it. You've had too much to drink.
There's nothing wrong about the bass line.
You got it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass.
It's all about the bass.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's all about the bass. You got it. Oh yeah. It's all about the bass.
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 It is all about the bass
You got it.
in Copenhagen.
Feel it. It's all
That is where Into the Blood come from. That is mega. I've just twerked my ass off to that one. It's groove-tastic. Me and Herbie, we've been sitting here with a cuppa and a dippy biscuit. There's crumbs everywhere after that. Oh, yeah. So if you want to contact Into the Blood, at into_blood on Twitter. And they are damn fine. So yeah, I was doing a job. Not yesterday, day before, because it chucked it. It was the day of Hurricane. Was it Emma or something like that? It was some major storm that came in from Ireland. And I mean, it's been shocking weather. But the day before, what day is it today? It's Wednesday today. Monday was red hot. Tuesday was biblical. And today, looking out the window, the sun's out, but it has rained a little bit. But I've seen an osprey, so I don't care. But yeah, so on Monday, we live opposite an old garden. It's called, nursery. Get your words right, Kaz. And all the trees are like gone wild, gone feral, because it's not used as a garden nursery anymore. So we got like these trees that keep on dropping seeds and growing more trees. So I said to the bloke, I said, "Oi, matey, can I just pop over and chop down a few trees?" So I climbed over a gate, which at my age is a bit of a thing. So I managed to do that. I wandered down with my little saw and my bolt loppers to kind of... It said on the bolt lopper, maximum diameter of branch, 45 millimetres. So what did I do? Went up to the nearest tree. It was about a foot across. Radius. Is it radius? No, diameter, innit? Is it diameter? Yeah, no, circumference is all the way around. Diameter's like straight across. Radius is halfway across, innit? I think it is, anyway. So, yeah, so I buggered up. Oh, no, I broke. I have to beep that out. I broke my loppers. So I was sawing away and stuff like that. I got bit off like you wouldn't believe by insects. I fell into brambles. I was in a right state. I was covered in blood when I came back up. Mrs. Engine was phoning the ambulances. So yeah, now we've got some smidge, which apparently stops you getting bit off of by some mosquito-y type midges things. But this year they have been absolutely chronic. But we managed to get some more blackberries for our vodka. I sent some music by a Scottish musician called the Alien Cormorant. And he's done a lockdown production with an Italian singer called Cecilia Miradoli. And this is called The Night Comes. He sent it over a couple of weeks ago. It got lost in amongst all the stuff that's being sent through at the moment. But I think you're going to love it to bits.
Night comes. Tonight comes. The night comes. But the walls of desire to go out, and the walls of desire to escape, ride a bike, get on a train.
comes from the alien cormorant up there in Scotland.
Hedge trimming has meant hedgerows have never looked so smart. But a neat and tidy bush isn't always the best thing for wildlife.
You're listening to the Casimir Engine Show podcast.
A new track from Get Your Genki. We've got Get Your Genki news coming up right after this. This is called New Trick. Is a new trick, and it's on the Get Your Genki album, Get Your Genki Volume 5 compilation. He says, do you know what, I've got my glasses on and I've just gone that bit too far from the computer screen that it's gone blurry. I have to be just the right distance, but I've got some Get Your Genki news coming up. Get Your Genki are based in Germany, you see, so we have to put umpa music on. because now we're in Brexit, it don't matter. They can't get upset with us. We're on an island. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. But yeah, there's a track called New Trick, but the band name is in Japanese, because Get Your Genki focuses on Japanese music, new Japanese music. That is beautiful. Mr. Get Your Genki, he told me what the band was called, but I can't remember. If you want to follow or you want some more information about Get Your Genki, at Get Your Genki. And we've got some news, because at the moment we're working on a special compilation. There's 3 of us working on a special compilation. There's myself, there's Ash, who's a fantastic designer, and then there's Mr. Get Your Genki. And we're choosing some fabulous new Japanese music, bit like that, and we're going to release it as curated, but you know, everything's curated by somebody at the moment. This is curated by Kaz, and we're going to launch that out as a mixtape, a free mixtape. So if you want to get your Genki, and I'm doing all the mixtapes and everything, so if you want to get your, let me know. I'll sort out some kind of competition or something that you have to send in to get a free. Well, other than that, I'm going to be spending the rest of my life recording mixtape. I'd forgotten how long it takes to record a mixtape until I started doing one the other day. It takes forever. So yeah, that's all coming. I'll let you know a bit nearer the time that we're going to launch it out. Herbie's been sitting there full of biscuits, and then all of a sudden he's seen a teddy bear above on top of the wardrobe behind me. What, you got a wardrobe in your radio studio for, Kaz? Because it's our back bedroom. And it's been up there for yonks. And I mentioned it on Monday. Anyway, now what he does, he comes in, sits on the bed settee, and then just stares at this teddy bear, thinking that's it. He's in love with it, I think. So we've got some more new music coming up from Cobbler. Cobbler's based in Sheffield, just up the road from Casimir Central HQ, and he's got a track out, and it's called Get High. So don't forget, you can contact the show on @Casimir Podcast on Twitter, @Casimir Podcast on Facebook. It's the Casimir Engine, all one word, Casimir Engine on Insta. And if you want to catch up with episodes, www.casimirengine.com. And let's have a listen to Get High. I had to string that out because my music was it was never ending umpire music for a minute. This is Cobbler.
Janis Joplin. I just want to feel as much as I can. It's what soul is all about. Don't compromise yourself. You're all you've got. Dalai Lama. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. The world doesn't belong to leaders. The world belongs to all humanity. This is the world you've made yourself. Now you have to live in it. I feel more alive now than I ever have in my life. I have a chance to live as I dreamed. John Lennon. Everybody loves you when you're 6 foot in the ground. Bob Marley. One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. Forget your troubles and dance.
You're listening to the Casimir Engine Show, and it's great.
One, two, three, four! Well, I wish I was a vampire, I'd suck the soul out of every situation I've ever been involved in. Well, sometimes my teeth are sharp enough and I get a tasty bite, but I wanna consume the wet and I spit it onto paper. So here comes alive, boiled and butchered, eyes chewed up and neutered. It'll do fine today. Here comes alive, boiled and butchered, chewed up and neutered. It'll do fine today. Troops, I'm a phantom, oh, I just blew the air. And I wonder all about you, oh, I'm neither here nor there. And I want to leave you something in a key. And I wish I was a vampire, not this lurking creeping sound. Here comes the light, burrowed, butchered, chewed up and neutered. You'll be fine today. Here comes the light, burrowed and butchered, chewed up and neutered. You'll be fine today. I've been drunk and I've been drinking, I've been screaming down my thinking. When I see the paper, it's stuck in front of me. Well, hold up, I'm on to something. That's probably nothing. Well, nothing's still something if you ask me, sir. Here's my life, the barrel, the butcher, the chewed up and neutered. It's fine today. So here's my life, the barrel, the butcher, the chewed up, the neutered. They'll be fine, at least they rhyme, eh?
That's Incredible Sourdough. Oh, crikey, that ended a bit promptly. Let's get a bit of that on. Yeah, that was Sourdough from Luton, and that was sent to me through Violence Begins at Home fanzine. I've got the window open. It's quite warm today, and all I can hear is police sirens in the background. So I will put the wood in the hole in a minute. We've ventured out a couple of times for coffee since all the things started to be relaxed from lockdown. We've been out for a coffee. We've not been in anywhere. I went into a Starbucks once just to get a takeout coffee, but that was before we could sit down and everything. But we've not been in anywhere. We've sat in car parks and stuff like that. But the other day, we ventured out for a coffee. I can't mention where this coffee shop is because I'm going to be critical. What, you, Kaz? So we went out on Saturday to a new place and we asked for a coffee, and it was suggested that we have a flight of coffees. What? What is a flight of coffees? Apparently, it's 3 very, very, very small coffees on a plank of wood. That's a flight. You can get a flight of beer, can't you? You get thirds of a pint or something. Anyway, so we had these 3 coffees, and the blokey bloke, he's talking us through it. He says, the first one is an espresso with the taste of cherries. I thought, I want a coffee-flavoured one. Don't want a cherry-flavoured one. The second is a latte, he says, for creaminess. And then the last one's an Americano that will leave the taste of nuts on your tongue. What? So that's what it's all turned into. The world has turned absolutely bazonkola during lockdown, and you get a flight of coffee.
You're listening to The Casimir Engine Show. Fantastic.
This is Volker Milch, all the way from Germany. New single, Emotion.
Ever feel? Tell me, do you ever feel? Tell me, emotion, 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 emotion. Do you ever feel? Tell me, do you ever feel? Tell me, emotion, emotion, emotion,
There you go. That is the incredible Volker Milch, all the way from Germany, with a new single. You can get in touch with him. You spell Volker, Volker, and then Milk is Milch. And you can find him on Twitter at Volker Milch. Right, so we're coming up to the end of the show. I've got to prepare the outside studio for Andy Page, who's probably, well, I'm hoping he's going to be doing some live stuff. And also we're going to be talking about his new album, how he's produced his new album. So I thought, well, what we'll do I've got a track that I think is included on his new album, so I'm not going to play that. I'm going to play something that he did with the old band that he was in, Frank. I nearly said old bank then. So we're going to play Mary. Yeah, I'll be posting that up a little bit later. So let's just have a listen to Andy and Craig with Mary.
Remembering the way it was, thinking about how it used to be, what was happening when I last saw Mary. If you see her, tell her I miss her. If you see Mary, tell her I still like to kiss her. When you see her, tell her I messed up. I know that the note she left, but everything must go. All the times I wish we had, and all the places that we never went. All the good that turned to bad, and all the letters that I never sent. Thinking about where we used to go, singing all the songs we used to know, laying on the ground and watched us grow, helpless as we turned to smoke. If you see her, tell her I miss her. If you see Mary, tell her I still like to kiss her. When you see her, tell her I messed up. I know that the note she left, but everything must go. I held you close against the rails of the bandstand, and holding you hard. It was the end of the summer. It was pouring down and getting dark, but I never ever wanted to leave. No, I never ever wanted to leave. If you see her, tell her I miss her. If you see Mary, tell her I'd still like to kiss her. And when you see her, tell her I messed up, and I know that the note she left, but everything must go. If you see her, tell her I miss her. If you see Mary, tell her I'd still like to kiss her. When you see her, tell her I messed up, and I know that the note she left, but everything must go. see Mary, tell her I'd still like to kiss her. When you see her, tell her I messed up, and I know that the note she left with everything must go.
You've been listening to the Casimir Engine Show podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, it's at Casimir Podcast on both of them. Casimir Engine, all one word, on Insta. Give us a follow, subscribe if you can on Apple Podcasts. I'll see you later.
The Casimir Engine, reliably mediocre.